Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project 365, episode 1203. Guys, if you're following along on YouTube, please jump on over to thewoddoc.com. Check out all of our full-length videos. That's where we house them, and the site is back up. Sorry about that, had a little technical difficulties. What we have for you today, again, answering some questions. Easiest way to self-mob your hip flexors, right? Now, when we talk about hip flexors, we're actually, in this case, talking about Psoas. Your primary hip flexor. Psoas, depending on how you dissect it, we're not going to get that much into it, but if we group Psoas into a single muscle, Psoas major, minor, yada yada, we're really looking at a one-joint hip flexor, right? So it connects in your back area right back here, but on the inside, the deep side on this side, so the anterior side, and then it comes down into the groin and connects to that femur area, right? So what it does when I say hip flexor, it means that it brings the hip up in this direction. So the easiest way to do this is to grab yourself a ball, but it's bigger than any type of racquetball or lacrosse ball. Try to get something a little bit bigger, softball area. This one is kind of like in between that, right? About the size of a hard ball or something like that, right? So if you do that, what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves onto our back, and we're going to start with our knees in that flex position. That's going to slack that tissue, all right? Now I'm going to take that ball, find that hip pointer, right? That's that bone that's on the side of our hip, okay? Find that hip pointer bone or the ASIS, depending on how technical you want to look at. And all I want you to do is roll towards your belly button. So put your finger on your belly button, give yourself about a half a roll until you fall into that meaty area if you're going towards your belly button. Now, you could depress this ball yourself, okay? And after you depress that ball and get a little bit of pressure there, you can hold that. And what you want to think about doing is taking the pit of your knee, okay, and touching the floor with it, okay? Come back up, pit of your knee, and touching the floor with it. Now, if you want to add a little additional force here, you can add a weight. Like I'm going to use a kettlebell right here, but it doesn't have to be this. It could be any type of weight that you want. Be careful with this, guys, because you're pushing on areas where there's a bunch of organs and tissues and all this other type of stuff. So make sure that you're doing this, with a little bit of caution and stuff like that. But as long as you're okay with it, then that's all right. Use your own sensitivity, use your own judgment to moderate the pressure. But what you're looking at doing here is make sure that you can breathe here. If you're pressing down so hard, if it gets so sore that it's changing your breath, that's going to be too much here, okay? But get yourself up in that 90-degree position, drive that knee pit down towards the ground, and then come on back up and try to do this about 5 to 10 times, okay? When you finish up with that, you should be able to feel a little bit of relaxation. Go ahead and test it by bringing one hip into extension and test it against the other hip into extension. See how that feels. But easiest self-mob for the Psoas, that's what I would do, all right? Questions, comments, please post them below. And until tomorrow, we are optimizing function to optimize performance.